Good morning, guys. I'm Kevin, and this is Modern Self-Reliance. Today, we are going to continue building our log cabin. If you haven't been with us before and this is your first time tuning in, welcome to our adventures. So to bring you up to speed, the last couple of weeks we logged a lot of dead standing pine trees in the upper forest. It had to be done anyways, and we decided to take the logs, truck them all down here with the tractor, drag them here, and now we're building a log cabin sugar shack. It's a place to house our evaporator. We're gonna try to keep making progress on our build. We've got all our logs stacked up and it's a wonderful day. Sap's flowing, Dawn's here. We're gonna get some progress done. We got our big evaporator doing its job here. We got a fire going. Usually it takes about a half an hour, 20 minutes to start boiling. We're reducing this maple sap 40 to 1. We've already done one boil. We got our sap down to about a half an inch. We filled her back up with sap. We're gonna reboil it again. Basically keep reducing, keep adding sap as it flows. Anytime it's above 0 in the bush, the maple sap flows. So as we collect it, and while we're waiting, because you never want to watch a pot boil, we're putting logs up. As it gets warmer out here, we're finding that the trail is turning into a muddy mess. I've got a plan and a solution for that. It's to noodle a piece of wood. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term. It's cutting with the grain on a piece of wood and it turns into like fibrous noodles using a chainsaw, and then you can spread that out for your muddy mess, and it gives you like a place to walk on, almost like mulch, so we're not just always in the mud. Also good for bedding and for small animals. If you got a small animal you need to provide like mulch for, or like wood chips. It's better than wood chips because it's stringy. So I'm gonna make some of that stuff up and we're gonna spread it around to give us some nice footing. Well guys, at this stage of the game we're kind of coming down to our final logs, and we've got a couple really thick ones and we got quite a few thin ones. So do we just get rid of the big logs and not use them? Because you kind of want to make a whole ring with the same width of log, same diameter of log, I guess that's what you would say. So that's what we're debating. We're debating our inventory, because you don't really want, like, it's turned into mud season already, so to get up to the pines and cut more trees down, it would be a lot of work because you'd be trudging through the mud to get them down here. We have, as you can see, we have lots of logs. Question of making 4 that work on the building. So we don't exactly know how many more rows are going to go up, but we want to finish the entrance, or the front of the building. We want to finish it on a passed log. We can't just have a butt log because we want to have the continuous kind of tie the top portion of the building together so it doesn't fall apart. Maybe they got the log there. Maybe that's the keystone, maybe. Meanwhile, we're boiling. It smells delicious. Because as we're going up, we're kind of like fat, skinny, scat, skinny. So at the end, you kind of want it to be straight. So do we use the fat guys now and then hopefully it's perfectly level, or do we carry on with the skinny ones? Okay, so the official plan is to do 1 more row skinny logs and then 1 row fat logs at the top. That might be counterintuitive to you, but if we have a fat log at the top, we can shave her down to make the entire building perfectly level. As working with natural material, you kind of want a little bit of wiggle room.
Can't see anything.
Does it smell delicious? Nobody could see anything now.
Smelling them apart. Nah, you're all fogged up.
It's better? It's going. They can see you.
There's not very many people are going to experience that. The smell.
You wearing a hairnet on that thing?
Yeah.
We don't want hair in our syrup.
There's all kinds of things in there. There's pine needles.
We don't want hair in it. It's way different if you got pine needles in there.
Pine needles and all kinds of junk in there. There's bugs in there.
Bugs.
I have an idea. The new grill from Grill. I thought it was they include a bunch of cups in there, so we're in business. It's still gonna be rifle hot though.
Just give her a shot.
Well, that's good. It's actually sweet. It's not like sweet, but it's close. It's got that tint. It's got just a slight tint, but it's more like 40% of the way there, I think.
Is it hot? It feels hot.
Hot. Coffee hot.
Oh, that's good. You know what? That's like, you could make that into like a tea. That's good. Fill him with a mug and you can fill it in his coffee. You can sweeten his coffee. He's like, Don's like, I just want to pound that steak in. Let's get back to work. A bit. There we go. The plan with the front wall is to evenly space the gap, and then we're going to add shims later on to maintain that gap to hold the chinking in. We're getting late in the day. Sun's starting to set, it's starting to cool off. We don't want to boil it off completely, especially on this evaporator, because it'll go too hot and it'll turn to maple candy or maple sugar. So what we do is we take the heat out, remove the wood, close the damper up, and it kind of shuts it down for the evening. And by doing so, you can continue on boiling the following day, especially if it goes as cold as we're anticipating tonight. We can get the stat flowing again and just carry on boiling, because we don't got enough in there yet. Well guys, we're gonna address a couple of concerns that were in the comments in the last video, and one was the fact that we were leaving the bark on. And to address that concern, we are leaving the bark on, and the primary reason behind that is because the logs are currently frozen. So there's water trapped between the log and the bark. So once that thaws out, once the sun hits it, and you know, it thaws out, basically, we can actually go along and we're taking our little picaroon, or even the end of the hatchet, and we're removing the bark. It actually peels quite easily once it's thawed out. So it's not that we're not peeling them, we just haven't peeled them yet. It's kind of like a fun game of, like, you know, when you have a scab and you pick at it, it's kind of got that same satisfying feeling, picking bark off trees. So that's what that's the plan. So the plan was never to leave the bark on. It is to take it off. I do understand that bugs do like to live under bark. It's just easier with this particular log to wait until it thaws out to peel it. One more complaint, comment, concern. The door. This door is not at its full size yet. The original, I've notched it down here. It's at 36 inches wide is the finished door width. It's not cut exactly. We kind of rough put the logs there, and we kind of rough cut them so we can get in and out. But the final form, once the whole cabin's built, is we do shoot a laser basically and use our chainsaw and cut the final width of the door open, which is going to be 36 inches across. So there'll be ample room to get in and out, unobstructed from the sides. Yeah, not a concern. Go up, Don. We're at the stage now where we got to start worrying about our roof. So when we were cutting up above, I didn't really get any 16-foot long wood. So I'm heading to the lumber store, and by the lumber store, I mean deep into the bush. So there's some wind blowdown trees that are they're just kind of leaning up. They're kind of precarious. They're more of like a disaster than anything else. You kind of got to deal with them because they're leaning up against other trees. And today's a good day to deal with it because it's not overly windy. So you can kind of really pay attention to what you're doing. You're not listening for other things cracking and hit you in the head or whatnot. So there's a couple we got to deal with. We need 5, basically, to make ridges on our roof. So Don's heading out there. He's got the saws. It's like a scavenger hunt for trees that are blown down. And ideally, they've been blown down for a little while and they've dried out a little bit. We are getting excellent at hanging trees up in other trees. There is a tall standing balsam here. We're going to see if we can get it to wedge down. So we've cut a wedge. Let's see. She wants to go. Come on. Come on down. That was perfect. Okay, so we've got the 2 trees down that we just cut, but as you can see above us, there's another 5 trees that are stuck. And again, these are blowdowns. So a storm came by and knocked these trees down, and they've been kind of hung up for years. And it's just part and parcel with owning a piece of land that you kind of manage. Otherwise, you'd get a giant game of pickup sticks that you can't even budge in here. So it's kind of, you know, we're harvesting the dead in order to build our roof, and kind of cleaning up the bush at the same time, kind of making it safe for people to walk back here and enjoy the trails, and like animals and stuff, they can't walk through this stuff. It's kind of like barriers. So we're gonna harvest those. Maybe see those trees there? Can you see those? Yeah, those are stuck too, but they're leaning on 3 cedars that are kind of holding everything up. So let's get harvesting this tree. Still don't know how we're gonna get them to the cabin. These guys are heavy, heavy, heavy logs. Here's your stick. Hang on, I got it. I got it now.
One or the other. There you go.
There's our log there. That gives us 2 logs at 17 feet across. You got 7 inches on one side, 8 inches on the other. That'll be our roof structure. We have 5 identical logs. I'm just gonna give my buddy Donnie a call. He's gonna show up with the ATV and just drag these logs back to the cabin because this is insane to try to move this. So let's just give him a call. Hey, buddy. Of course I need a favor. That's why I'm calling. You feel like dragging some logs out of the bush? Yeah, we just got to bring them. Well, we don't go out of the bush. We got to bring them from the bush to the other side of the bush. Shouldn't be too far. Well, that, my friend, is the easiest way to kill an entire day. We have been delimbing these logs and moving them around and trying to lift them. And as it turns out, these are beyond our strength, beyond human strength. The 3 people that we have here, Chris and Don. And if Don can't lift it, you need some machinery. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add some machinery. My friend Donnie, I only collect Dons apparently. My friend Donnie's got an ATV and he's gonna come and help us log these things. He's gonna drag these things out with the ATV. I can't get the tractor back here because, well, I just won't go back here. So the ATV is where it's at. We're just gonna hook it up to the ATV and pull them over to the sugar shack. As you can see, these logs are, like, it takes everything we have just to kind of straighten them out so you can back up to them. So we've got 5 of them picked out for our roof structure, and yeah, that should do it for the roof structure. What a pain. Hopefully not too much pain. Why don't you just put these on your back, Chris?
I tried already.
You tried?
Yeah.
I didn't get that on film. The problem is we can lift them, but we can't drag them. So we can lift them, we can hold them there, but we can't walk with them. I think we'll get hurt if we do that. So, yeah. So we'll just cut a trail, drag them out. Bada bing, bada boom. Roof. Take a look at that root ball. That thing's huge. It picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 trees, and there's one hanging in midair above it. You got to watch those things in the summertime. Sometimes when you cut the ends off of them, they stand back up again. That one actually, when it thaws out, might stand back up. We just cleared a trail. Now we have a straight shot to our logs over there. And it doesn't seem like it's very far away, but it is when you're dragging a log. It's probably about 200 yards, 250 yards, 300 yards. I don't know. Didn't pace it off. How far is it, Chris?
250.
250 yards away. So that's why we're not dragging these things. We're just gonna employ some modern technology to build an old school building. Well, we just wait till he shows up, and hopefully we don't get the ATV stuck. This is Donnie. Donnie, that's Don. That's Donnie. See, I clicked Don's. So Donnie's got his, what kind of ATV you got there?
1,000 Can-Am Outlander.
Whoa, it's
Max.
a big one. It's a big one, right? So this thing will pull,
Hopefully.
or we'll get stuck.
Hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
Well, it shouldn't disappoint. You don't got stocks in that company, anyways, do you? We'll
None
see.
here, buddy.
We'll see. We'll get her backed up, and we'll get some logs hooked up, and then you can actually, if you come down that trail there, and then just kind of straight shot wherever you want to.
Be a little easier getting in instead of.
Yeah, we'll just stand here. You'll be able to go up high and then come down low, and then if we straight pull it, should be good. Every plan.
Let's give her a shot.
All right, can't hurt. You want to go, how close do you want? Okay. That's pretty easy.
Not bad, not bad.
That beats carrying them. Look
Oh, sorry, Don.
back up. We're gonna push it forward. too quick, man. That's the 5th one. Look at that. 5 logs. Well, that's 3, 4, 5. You're just gonna pick these up. You should have just carried them. Jeez.
Let's slide her in. That's a big one, isn't it?
That's good there. Oh, tree's coming. Yeah, that took a lot less time than I anticipated, and let's thank Donnie for that and his toy here.
Yeah, thank all the muscle.
All the muscle? Yeah, well,
Right there.
you were throwing around these like they're toothpicks. This thing's. You were working out when I called you. He was like, "Oh, lifting weights."
Come on now.
You could come out and lift weights in the bush
Yeah,
if
just
you
a couple
want to.
threes.
Bench press some balsam. That's a thing. I'm sure
Balsam? Yeah.
it's a thing. Must
We
be.
can do some videos, huh?
Of you bench
Cut out
pressing
some
balsam?
handles and then
That-
CrossFit in the forest.
That's a thing. That's got to be a thing. CrossFit forest in the cabin.
Oh, that's what you're gonna do next.
No, you know what?
That's an idea.
I have functional muscles. My functional muscles are very refined in doing things precise or specific.
I think your next one is yeah, a little jungle gym.
Jungle gym.
You got a little girl.
That's right.
She'll have fun.
Well, she can. Why does she need a jungle gym when she can climb trees?
Well, make it more interesting.
More
Go from tree to
interesting.
tree to
Trees
tree.
are
You
like
can interlink a lot of trees.
an
There.
Ewok village. That's something. We're gonna rip out a couple more trees because Donnie's got. I honestly thought it was gonna take us longer. We're burning daylight, but like I said, I thought it was gonna take longer. It
it's
took
going pretty smooth.
absolutely no time at all. Once we got the trail,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figured out the route and which way we're gonna go, and we're all set.
we got a couple more logs. We'll just pull out just because we got them here, and yeah, get her done. Future projects. We always need wood. Logs are good.